Is this better than the RAV4? We're going to find out in today's video. I'll include a link to the Honda and Murray's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbo 1.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT. Fuel economy is 27 around town, 31 on the highway, with power outputs being 190 horsepower and then 179 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now, this flat gray I think looks really sharp on the CR-V, and also a boxy hood. Speaking of sharp, look at the headlight design, and then you can see the grille is mostly blacked out chrome there at the top though. And then this does come with parking sensors integrated from the factory. So there's kind of a mix of boxiness and angular elements. And putting that together, I think that we can agree that this looks better than the RAV4 when it comes to the front end appearance. Tire and wheel setup is 235 by 60 by 18. You can see the wheels are darker in coloration. We've got these blacked out fender flares. You can see the rest of the bodywork also blacked out. And then we do have some chrome trim around the windows. Here's our side profile. There's kind of a nice contrast with the darker and lighter elements with this one. Now taking a look at the key fob here, we've got the lock and unlock function, remote start, the opening for the hatch, Honda logo there in the back. 12 volt here in the cargo area, and there is plenty of space. This is one of the nice things about the CR-V. For those of you wondering, there is a spare tire underneath the cargo area. And let's close her up. I always found the taillight design on the CR-V to be quite distinctive. And that rounds things off for the exterior. We also have parking sensors in the rear, for those of you wondering. I'd say the design on the new CR-V is definitely a lot more conservative than what Toyota's done on the RAV4, and I think it's paid off for Honda. Let's check out the inside. Cool blacked out trim piece there at the top, the door panel, soft touch down below. Perforated trim all down the center section of the seats. Good legroom here in the rear. We also have vents and some USB ports. Then headroom in the back here. It's not massive, but I do fit pretty well. Let's now pop up front. More soft touch on the front door panel here with that black trim piece. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. This also comes with memory seats, and then you've got your power mirror adjustments. Front seat has that same perforated trim down the center. It's got power adjustments on the side, lumbar support too. The passenger seat doesn't have lumbar support, but it does have power adjustments. And start her up. Soft touch trim all around the steering wheel. We got silver trim there at the bottom too. We have our adaptive cruise control with your lane centering on the right side. On the left side, volume voice command controls. And they still give you traditional stocks, which are of course easier to use. Digital gauge cluster, and you can change the information displayed on either side of the gauge, so kind of more customizable in that way. It'll also display the drive modes. Basically have a normal econ and then snow mode that you can switch between. Backup camera in reverse, pretty good resolution with the system. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, you have kind of like a shortcut bar there on the side with the volume control. It also functions as a touchscreen, and overall response time with the system's good. You got Honda's cool vent design that kind of goes all the way across with the trim. Dual zone climate with heated seats. Below that we got some USB ports, 12 volt, and then a wireless phone charging pad. Shifter here for the CVT, drive mode select right next to it. That's for your hill descent, auto stop, start, parking brake, and then your brake hold all in that area. Some cup holders, center console's got good space. Nice trim here on the top too. And this does come equipped with a sunroof. So 1.5T CR-V EXL, 38,750. Let's see how this performs. CR-V with the turbo 1.5. So we'll see how this performs. I wonder if Honda's gonna do the same thing that Toyota's doing. If you don't know, the new RAV4 is hybrid only. I wonder if Honda's gonna follow suit and do hybrid only for the next version of the CR-V. I wouldn't be surprised, because when you look at like what people are looking for and you just look at the overall sales, people want hybrids, and they're even willing to pay a little bit more for the hybrids too. So I don't know, if I was an automaker, I would kind of consider going all in on hybrids, especially again, like this segment makes no sense to not be hybrid only, in my personal opinion. I know some people argue with me on that, but like, you don't get this type of car for anything other than you want it to be reliable, fuel efficient, and have decent space, and that's exactly what this provides. That's what the RAV4 provides. So, but we'll still see how this quote-unquote normal CR-V drives, the non-hybrid version of the CR-V. So right off the bat, say seats are pretty comfortable. They are a little bit on the firm side, but not bad. Not bad at all. And overall ride quality is good too. And the powertrain is actually pretty smooth. We haven't gotten into it super deep, but just kind of, as I say, tooting around town. It's got enough low end torque. It's pretty good overall. So not too shabby, not too shabby. Let's see how many people get through before the things go down. Okay. I always wonder, because you have it's just always funny to see how many people end up scooting on through. We finally have freedom from the train, so we'll see how this accelerates. Yeah, you got a bit of turbo lag. Definitely feels CVT. It's got that kind of just ringing out the engine feel that you get with the CVT. But not too shabby. Not too shabby. Yet again, going over this, the suspension, it's independent suspension, unibody. It soaks it up pretty well for the segment. I think that Honda's doing a really good job with the CR-V. I do have some critiques for the CR-V. So I'm not a huge screen person. However, I will say Honda's infotainment system their UI compared to other automakers, it does feel a little bit behind in certain ways. I do think that's something that they could work on. And then cooled seats. That's it. I don't know, like Honda is, in Toyota kind of to an extent as well, but becoming less so. Honda is so stingy with cooled seats. It's like they don't want to put it on their cars. And, you know, I think it's a bit of a mistake, because it's a very simple addition to a car that makes it feel that much more premium. Heated seats, same thing, and this has heated seats, obviously. But yeah, it's a very simple addition. Heated seats, heated steering wheel, cooled seats. Just offer that in more packages, and I think that would go a long way for a lot of people. Other than that, it's a solid setup. And so, like, as long as Honda's just focusing on, like I said, the keys in this segment are good space, good fuel economy, reliability. As long as Honda keeps that as their core focus, then yeah, car will be great.